Thank you for the question. As UN resident coordinator and UNDP resident representative, the core of our work here is to support the government of Guyana to achieve the MDGs. That's really the core of our programming work. So I'm very happy to talk about it, and I'm very pleased with the cooperation we have with the government of Guyana on that one, particularly with our coordinating body, that is the Ministry of Finance. We're working on all the areas of MDGs. Right as we speak, we have program and project going on poverty, on environment, on disaster risk reduction, on governance, social cohesion, all the areas that matters for the MDGs. Now, when it comes to progress achieved by Guyana, I can proudly, loud and clear say that very clearly from the 2007 report, and from the report we are now working on it, Guyana will most likely achieve at least 3 of the MDGs. Primary universal education, that's almost done, we're very confident. Environmental sustainability, that's where Guyana has really a lot to bring to the table, a lot to show to the world. The leadership of Guyana is most appreciated and well recognized. We have gender equality and empowerment, and the recent appointment of the Gender Equality and Women Equality Commission is a clear indication that that's on the top of Guyana's development agenda. In addition to that, goal number 1, which is eradicating hunger and poverty, and also goal number 6 on HIV/AIDS are likely to be achieved. The rest will be more challenging, but the context is evolving in such a direction that I am really very optimistic. I'm very optimistic for many reasons. Number 1, the LCDS, the Low Carbon Development Strategy, is creating the right environment, not only to attract resources, but also to ensure sustainability of everything, at the same time that it will certainly help channel resources toward the most vulnerable communities to help combating poverty. But also some recent reform in the macroeconomic framework of Guyana are really creating the enabling environment to reach. I can just cite 2 of them. The one is VAT, the introduction of VAT, that has helped to capture the informal sector, that has increased the government tax revenue, that also has helped kind of give more fiscal space for the government to have better social policy, to have better social infrastructure, to have better social services. So, and these are prerequisites to achieve MDGs. And the second one is just the very recent rebasing of the GDP of Guyana. You know that the GDP of Guyana has been rebased, and now we are talking about 2,400 instead of 1,300, which also improve the fiscal space. What does it mean? It means that, number 1, the debt ratio against GDP is now lower. So debt sustainability is much easier, much simpler. It means also that the public deficit against GDP is lower. That also contributes to create better fiscal space, and also it creates more confidence for investors, for foreign direct investment, because if the public finance of a country are seen to be healthy, then foreign direct investors are eager to come, which means more jobs, which means more income for people, which means more livelihood, and so on and so forth. United Nations working in Guyana, we are very happy and very proud of it. It's a recognition of something we are witnessing on a daily basis, because we are here. We saw how the LCD strategy has been developed. We saw the whole consultative process that lead to that. We know the content of the LCDs. We know how innovative it was, and we are very happy that it has been recognized, and it's some. I think it has a great positive impact, not only on the image of the country, but also on its prospect for future engagement with other countries in the world. The Memorandum of Understanding with Norway is a direct consequence of the LCDs. And I know that other countries are looking to that model to try to shape and set up their own long-term development and sustainable development strategies. So that's something as UN in Guyana we are saluting, and we are very happy with it.
Okay. How does it weave into the ongoing United Nations program on climate change?
Yeah, I mean, we have the whole UN family here. We are all, in one way or another, involved in climate change, in environmental sustainability programming. Should it be UNDP, we have here the Guyana Shield Initiative, which is a big project on environment that include energy, environment, biodiversity, and within the framework of UN Red, United Nations reduction of emission from degradations. But other agencies do that. FAO is involved in it. Other agencies are also. So we are all organized and committed. And our next UN DAF, what we call UN DAF, is United Nations Development Assistance Framework, will be built on that outcome, which is that first and foremost, make every programming we do as much as environmental sensitive as possible, as much as low carbon as possible. So very clearly, it's one of the guidance we will follow for our next programming that starts this year for the next 5 years of United Nations work in Guyana.
All right, thank you very much.